Welcome back to the channel this morning, y'all. Welcome back to another one. It's your man Didnt back with another one. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're catching this video. Today I want to talk about whether what you're going through right now is happening because you messed up or you made a mistake or you went wrong, or if it's the evidence that you are at the beginning stages of being on the other side of the breakthrough. All right. First and foremost, if you're going through, you've been on your path for a while, right? And you've been putting in work. You've been having a positive momentum, right? You wanted to change something, and you started like putting that action in and that effort, and you were seeing some positive changes. Things was turning around. Things started kind of working in your favor. You know, you was working hard and you started to feel proud of yourself. And then there came this plateau period, right, where things just kind of got boring, got stale. It seemed like it wasn't much movement forward. And then all of a sudden, let's say a decision came, but let's say a moment came, right? Because like right before you get over that hill, from what I experienced, there comes a moment. There comes a moment where it tests you, deeply tests you. And this moment has the power to make you feel like you went wrong, or make you feel like the choice that you made was was the wrong one, or it has the ability to make you feel like everything you had been doing up until that point was for nothing. So what happens after that little plateau period is you start to feel like a bunch of negativity. Immediately you start feeling a bunch of negativity. The good news is that is exactly what it feels like when you get over the hump of the breakthrough. You get over the hump of the breakthrough, you start to feel like you're doing something wrong. You start to question yourself a lot. You start to doubt yourself a lot. You might have a bunch of attacks back to back. If this is what you're going through, the question if you're doing something wrong or if you're on the right path, that is a test, but also that's a choice to make. That's what a lot of people don't say. That's a choice to make. That's the choice is, do I decide to keep moving forward or do I go back? If you make the decision, if you make the choice to go back and to decide that you're doing something wrong, then what's gonna happen is you're gonna go back to that period where you was doing the momentum thing. You're gonna keep repeating that loop. We're going up, we crash. We're going up, we crash. We're going up, we crash. If you make a decision that I'm just gonna keep on going, like you don't feel like you have to reset and then go back, like get reset out of your mind, and if you can get yourself to be like, yes, say yes. That's why I say yes. And be like, no, this is a part of the process. Then you go into this breakthrough. What's going to happen, though, is you're going to go into another plateau. If you see that happen, that is a good sign. If it's another plateau where it get dry, it's going to be a period where you're going to feel a little discombobulated. Do not get disheartened. That is exactly how it's supposed to be, because you're recalibrated. You just went, thinking about it, you just went into some very unfamiliar territory, some very unfamiliar land, after coming off of like almost addictive patterns, like after being used to something for so long, so it feels new, it feels scary, it feels unknown, and that is a good sign. What that means is that you're on the other side of the fence. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. It's gonna start out very slow, it's gonna start out very quiet, and then it's gonna slowly start. You're gonna start seeing new experiences come, opportunities come out of nowhere, and opportunities could be anything. People just coming up to you, conversations that talk about certain things, certain patterns in conversations. Like you might talk to one person about a bike, then you might turn around, another person come talk to you about a bike. The only reason I use bike because that's something I'm manifesting right now. But it could be anything. You'll start noticing these things come. And what I suggest, like in this period, just be open. Just have an open posture. Receive, like get into your feminine energy. Feel everything, receive everything. You know, don't force too much in this regard because you're being issued in a new reality. And the best thing that you can do is just receive it and allow it to wash over your previous notions, okay? Because that's a part of the breakthrough is receiving it, all right? So if you're feeling bad, you feel like you was on your own point and then it seemed like it's just dropped, that is not a bad sign, okay? People don't talk about this enough. That is a good sign. That is a sign that you have broke something and that you have crossed into this territory that's unfamiliar to you. At that point, just receive. Stop for a minute. It's the same when you manifesting something. Like if you're thinking about something every day and you're feeling good about it, once you get to the point where you start feeling bad about it, stop, and then just receive. Allow the universe. It's like you gotta work with the universal energy. That trust is important because it's about being too. It's not just about getting something, it's about being that person. So you have to sit in it a little bit, and if you are not used to it, it's going to feel uncomfortable. That is not a sign that it is wrong. That is a sign that you are growing. That is a sign that you are expanding. Let it feel uncomfortable for a while. Spend time with that discomfort until it gets less and less uncomfortable. The emotional signature of that discomfort is going to change. It's going to change gradually. And like I say, while it's doing that, you're going to have stuff coming in. And my advice at that point is just receive what's coming in. Conversations, ideas, even thoughts that you never even thought before. Different new experiences are going to try to find their way to you. And that is your manifestation coming and falling into your reality. That is all of the pieces coming together in your reality. Okay, so that's the message for today. Really quick one. Got a long day ahead of me today. Yesterday was a long day, but I'm thankful I was able to get a video out to y'all. Love y'all. So have a good one today. Whether you having a good day or a rough day, or you barely making ends meet, or you at the pinnacle of your success, the greatest place that you can come from is right where you are. Not perfect, just real, all right? I wish you peace, love, and abundance every single day, but especially when it rains. And with that, if you appreciated this content, you can hit the subscribe button right here, or you can check out some of the other channels where we talk about very similar topics and different news you can use, all right? So I appreciate y'all. Signing out, and y'all have a good day, man.